We have gotten ourselves behind the 8 ball here a bit, so we have 2 delegations. Alison Soroka, Executive Director of the John Banovich, Creative Director, Smiles and Laughter Entertainment. Are you here? Well, let's go. Let's have a chuckle or two here. This is no laughing matter, is what you... This has the... And you know, I hate to rush you, but we're going to try and keep it down to the 10 minutes.
I will rush.
Okay.
Good evening. Thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to present this campaign, the Honest Truth Campaign, here. With me are John Banovich and Alison. They're both here, and they're going to present their campaigns to you. My name is Mariam Majidi. I'm a program manager at Surrey Women's Centre. And also I'm a member of the SCADA, which is Surrey Coalition Against Domestic Abuse. In that aspect, I worked with Councillor Rossetti and Colleen Kerr and we had one conference last year, and we're going to have another conference this year on November the 8th, 2011. As I said, I'm the victim support worker for the families, and in my capacity as the victim support worker, I met the Ketropa family. Maria Ketropa was murdered on November 24th, 2009 in Surrey by her husband. The tragic death of Maria brought us to today position to create a campaign and ask for support of the city of Surrey, to prepare this campaign, which includes a video profiling her murder in the hand of her husband. In my capacity working at Surrey Women's Centre, I also met with the family of Ketropa after the death of their mother. And I got to know the struggle they had to find services available in Surrey and have access to them. As I said, I've also had an opportunity to work on SCADA, and I'm hoping the video that we are proposing to prepare, to preview it on our next conference on November the 8th, and I'm hoping to launch the campaign on anniversary of Maria's death, which is November 24, 2008. Okay. Yes, 2009, so we're going to have it on 2011. I'm going to introduce to you Alison and John, and I'm asking them to give you, and I can't go faster than this. I tried so hard. Thank you.
No explanation needed.
Before I start, please forgive me if I'm a little nervous. I'm not accustomed to speaking in public. But on that note, I hope you hear and feel the passion that I have on this topic. Good evening, Your Worship, councillors. I'm Alison Soroka. I'm the creator and executive director of Smiles and Laughter Entertainment. Today, we would like to ask you to partner with us in the Surrey Women's Centre by contributing $7,400 to our public service social media campaign. The campaign will improve public awareness about domestic violence and available resources in Surrey. I follow the stories of women who have lost their lives to domestic violence. These stories have a strong impact with me because my daughter Jessica and I almost lost our lives to domestic violence. Well, Jessica and I could have been one of these women. I am here today to share one of my stories with you. One Friday evening, I was sitting at my computer while soft jazz music was playing through the home. And I remember it was a beautiful evening. All of a sudden, the peace was shattered by a blood-curdling sound coming from the bathroom that sent me running up the stairs. I could still hear the banging when I arrived, but it wasn't until the bathroom door opened that I knew something terrible had happened. Jessica was lying on the floor, She looked semi-conscious. My husband was standing over her with so much anger and hatred on his face and body. My daughter was in a daze. Behind me, I could feel his anger, and I was fearful. In the face of that, I looked directly at Jessica, and I asked her, "Do you want to go to the hospital?" It was this incident that propelled me forward into protecting my children, leaving my abusive husband, and attempting to break the cycle of abuse. I wish I knew then, in that moment, about the resources available in Surrey to victims of domestic violence. The Honest Truth campaign aims to make these resources more widely available to women, their families, and support systems by way of a public awareness campaign. We know it takes women on average 7 to 9 times to leave an abusive situation. One of the contributing factors is that women don't know where to go to find the resources. When I walked through the doors of Surrey Women's Centre in June 2007, I felt like a light bulb came on. This was the moment where my feelings surrounding the abuse were confirmed. The support was crucial in a time where I was confused and many of my thoughts were crowding my head. The professional feedback I received from Surrey Women's Centre allowed me to take steps to remove myself and my children from the abusive relationship. If we can get these resources out to women who are currently in an abusive situation like mine, then maybe we can prevent the violence from escalating. I read Maria Katropa's story, and I see many similarities to my story. For example, when I would talk on the phone, I would hide in my closet and I would speak very, very, very quietly for fear that my husband would hear me. The reason that I'm able to stand here today and share my story with you is because there came a moment when I started to question all the wrong in my life, wondering if this was abuse. In that confusion, I turned to the internet to find out if what my children and I were suffering was abuse. I followed up by sharing my situation and fears with a friend who then directed me to the Surrey Women's Centre. The City of Surrey has many resources that victims of domestic violence can use. And the city has done an excellent job of making domestic violence a priority in the crime reduction strategy. I would like to thank Mayor Diane Watts and Councillor Birinda Rosati for their hard work to address and reduce domestic violence with the initiatives such as the Surrey Coalition Against Domestic Abuse. I love my community, and I believe in making it a safer environment. This collaborative project between myself, John Banovich, Surrey Women's Centre and SCADA will build upon the strong strategy that Surrey has by improving public awareness about the dynamics of domestic abuse and available resources. The Honest Truth will be a campaign that includes social media, a website, and one initial 30-second PSA video that will talk about the signs of domestic violence and connect women like me and Maria to the valuable resources that are available in Surrey. Today, we are asking the City of Surrey to partner with us and contribute $7,400 toward the campaign. We would also like to ask permission to launch our campaign and preview the online video at SCADA's next conference on November 8th, which would be in honor of Maria's death of November 24th, 2009. As a mother of 3 children, I want to break the cycle of domestic violence. And as a citizen of Surrey, I want to contribute to breaking the cycle of domestic violence in my community. I truly thank you for your time and consideration.
Okay.
I would now like to introduce John Banovich, the creative director of The Honest Truth, who can share his vision about the video and the social media aspects of this campaign. And I invite you to ask questions after John has spoken. Thank you.
John, if you can be fairly brief, thank you.
Honorable Mayor, honorable council members, Allison is a real victim. You've heard her story. That's the truth. That's why Smiles and Laughter Entertainment was created, so that we could start this campaign, The Honest Truth. This is what it's about. We need to get this message out there into our community, my community, your community. We need to bring awareness to this issue. We need to get our community educated with this issue, expose the abuse, expose the cause, and more importantly, expose the resources. My background started out as a member of the Crime Prevention Unit, Surrey RCMP, back in 1986, here in Surrey. I worked as a youth counselor in Langley, the House of Commons Court, which is a youth program of the Salvation Army, and eventually found myself as a member of the board of directors of Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
I didn't even see him.
And the spokesperson for Mothers Against Drunk Driving for many years. In front of you, you can see some of the campaigns that we initiated. Some of you are familiar with this material. These are public service announcements, campaigns that ran here in British Columbia and across Canada, award-winning spots that I wrote, produced, and directed, and in some cases even participated in myself.
I'm sorry.
I've had amazing success with these campaigns and campaigns for the Salvation Army dealing with domestic abuse.
I was lucky.
Kate Booth House program.
The drinking.
Our goal is to use these type of powerful media tools to bring the community awareness to a new level by linking website resources that already exist to our website resources, by creating a YouTube channel, a Facebook channel, and a Twitter channel that will allow the community to interface with the resources. We are asking for $7,400 to do this, the first stage of this campaign. More importantly, we want to change the perception of domestic violence in the city of Surrey, in keeping with the crime reduction strategy. I myself, as a child, experienced domestic violence. It changed the way I grew up. I am a lifer here in Surrey. I've lived in Surrey my whole life, from Cloverdale to Guildford, now in South Surrey. And I'm very familiar with how the city has grown. I'm very familiar with some of the issues that are in our community and what's necessary to change some of those. And Surrey has come a long way. But we need to go another step further with this issue of domestic violence.
John, there are questions. Are
Sure.
we okay?
Please.
Thank you. Councillor Rasodi.
Thank you, and I'm honored to
Mayor
have
and Councillor Heck.
both Allison and John partner with us, and I can't speak highly enough of the work Miriam and our SCADA committee has done. My council colleagues will be happy to hear that just today I have confirmed that we have the money from a partner. And so right off the bat, Mayor Watts, I talked to her about the initiative and about the commercials that you had done, and we'll be able to confirm for you who that partner is. But I can say that we won't be needing the money out of council initiatives or from council. But I did think that it was really important that we highlight this issue publicly at this meeting and give you an opportunity to present your fabulous work. And so I think this is just
Are you,
really
John,
exciting.
aware of this development?
No.
We just found
It's
out.
good news.
It's fantastic.
Wonderful news. Thank you very much.
Well, we still made jobs.
Mayor Watts, please.
Well, thank you, and I think it's really important to bring this information forward. As you know, with the work that's been done with the crime reduction strategy, bringing this issue to the forefront was, and that's why we made it a priority crime in terms of what we wanted to do, in the awareness that we wanted to bring it. And the police have been great in terms of their domestic violence unit, the work that you guys are doing, council facility, the whole team has just been amazing. And I think that's one of the one of the things that we want to increase is the reporting of domestic violence. So when we see that number go the opposite way, actually, it's a good sign, because then we know that women really feel safe, that they can report it, and there are resources out there, and that environment has been built with all of those partners to make sure that women and men feel that there's an opportunity for them to really begin to heal. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Councillor
Thank you,
Hepner.
Councillor.
Thank you. I just had one question. And that is relative to the social media tool. Will that be available in other languages as well, or are you developing it in?
Well, currently it's English only, and this is stage one. Most certainly other languages are necessary, and most certainly that's part of our future development. Yes, we want to take this campaign into a second and third stage, and that's part of that.
I think that would be very useful.
So
Thank you.
what we're now dealing with is your delegation has provided us an opportunity to highlight the program, but there's no need for additional monies from the city. And there will therefore not be a necessity for a corporate report, I think, following your delegations. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you
Council.
again.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next delegation is